Hi everyone, my name is Tracy Newman. I'm from the Navigators Tarot, which you can find me on Facebook and Instagram and Sleepy Wisdom. On YouTube, I have also got a website. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can find me at my website, which is sleepywisdom.com. And yeah, whew, the solar flares from the sun have really knocked me around, and I'm sure they've knocked quite a few others around. Lots of heart flutterings, lots of palpitations, the feeling of a draining of energy, anxiety, but you know that it's not your anxiety. You know that it's just an electrical kind of energy that's going through the body, and a total and drops in blood sugar, and where you just literally feel like everything is draining, all the energy is draining from your cells. At one point there, I was on the couch, I couldn't get up, and I actually had to eat some sugar and sit there for about an hour, and then after that I just felt sick. But anyway, yeah, and you know, I don't know about everybody else, but it seems to hit me usually late afternoon. A couple of friends of mine have also been going through the exact same symptoms, who are also on this journey, and this ascension journey as we shift from a carbon-based structure to a crystalline structure. And the upgrades are pretty full on. Yep. Anyway, so let's have a look at the energies for this week. A lot of us are being asked to go within, to light our own way. This is about becoming sovereign unto yourself, becoming independent on every level, and the recognition and acknowledgement of the fact that everything begins and ends with the self. Everything that we see in our outer world is just a projection of everything that we are within the self. We are multiversal. We do not just exist on this earth plane. All at the same time, we are existing in other realms, all at the same time. A lot of us are here on mission at this point in time, and that is becoming very apparent to a lot of people at this time. Apparently there was an earthquake this morning, very small one in Melbourne. I haven't looked into it. I was aware about the tunnels. I actually think that most of them, well, I thought nearly all of them had been destroyed, but maybe there were a couple that had not. So maybe that was the remainder of those tunnels. I'm not sure. I have not looked into it. So it could well just be an earthquake. But if it's 10 k's down, then it's probably a destruction of tunnel systems. Okay. Yes, so in this is very much now about people going within and becoming sovereign unto themselves. We have two journey cards here. This is now an individual journey. There's the youth there who's on a journey, and there's one person here who has a knapsack and is off walking. A lot of us now are beginning that individual, independent journey that comes from within. So a lot of us now are going through, some of us are going through a dark night of the soul. Some of us are also going through a recognition of who we are on a cellular level and on every other spiritual level, and knowing that the way forward is pretty much to tap into that spiritual side of ourselves, the one that is connected to Source, Creator, and all that is. And that is occurring for a lot of people at this point in time. There seems to be a lot of galactic energy that is prevalent at the moment. There are a lot of ships. There could be reports of a lot of ships that are in the skies at the moment. I'm getting especially around Melbourne area because I live in Victoria, but depending on where you are at any given moment on this earth plane, there are always ships, and it's for the gathering I'm hearing. So it would appear that things have started to really step up on the earth plane, and there are a lot of there's a lot of galactic involvement at this time with a lot of the new earth leaders that are here at this time. Not the old leaders, because they of course are now becoming obsolete and will be removed from the planet, and a lot of them have been removed and imposters put in their place until such time where a lot of the cleanup has happened, and then a lot of the truth will start to come out about exactly what has been going on with our supposed earth leaders, who really are now of course being instructed by most of them being instructed by white hats, because the white hats are now in control mostly everywhere. I mean, there are still dark factions that are coming up and really playing havoc, but we are now starting to really make headway and to move forward into this new earth and this new millennia that will be coming through. I'm actually really getting now that the earth is going through a massive shift and literally is moving into a completely different ionosphere, totally different. It's moving from that 3D carbon-based structure into the crystalline structure that it has always meant to be. And so that's exactly what is going on at this stage. So energetically, that will have an effect on every single one of us. And for those of us who have any remaining wounding that needs to be looked at, that will also come up and need to be purged out. It's a good idea at this point in time to be going within and to meditate as much as you possibly can, and to move into exactly what is the movement, and also to the changes that are going on a cellular level within. And as that begins to occur, you'll begin to be able to tap into a higher sense of the truth of who you really are, which is so much bigger and so much multiversal than what we have always been led to believe that we are. We are so much greater and bigger than anything, and so much more in alignment with the God presence than we really know. And now it is time to really honor that within ourselves, that the God presence within, that is in every single cell in our body. So yes, it's a good idea to tap into, because you see, we are moving into the energy, we're shifting frequency. So we're moving into a higher sense of self and a higher energy. And what I mean by that is like the higher frequencies. So the unconditional love frequency, I think, is something like 5 to 8 hertz. And we are moving incrementally into those frequencies, those higher frequencies. And as we begin to shift within our changing our carbon-based structure into these crystalline structures, what's actually occurring is this frequency shift within, and as within, so without. Unconditional love is the highest. It is absolutely everything. It is all that is. It is one with all, being at one with all, and being in that frequency, that high frequency of unconditional love, which most of us are beginning to move into right now. However, it is happening incrementally. Because of the lower frequencies, you cannot have those higher frequencies come in. They will literally destroy everything that is of a lower frequency. And so it has to be done incrementally. It's a really good idea for those who have not read The Bringers of the Dawn by the Pleiadians, by Barbara Marciniak, which is a channeled book from the 80s. It's a very good book for those who are really beginning their journey into the recognition of their higher dimensional selves. And they basically talk about the fact that that the love frequency is so high, and that it is that it has to be done incrementally, because literally it has the ability to destroy anything of a lower frequency. I've had personal experiences where I have actually seen that occur. Yeah, so that is why we're moving incrementally into these higher frequencies. And, you know, in doing that, a lot of our old ways of being will shift and move out and purge itself out. And it can be quite uncomfortable as we go through these changes, because you see now we're moving from that very dense frequency into a higher frequency. And so, you know, this has never been done before. And so once again, go back to, if you can, find The Bringers of the Dawn by Barbara Marciniak, which will help you to understand exactly what is going on for all of us at this time. We're moving out of that 3D dense structure into a higher frequency. And of course, that will require us to go through especially our denser bodies, as they begin to change. It can become very uncomfortable, and it can result in pain and of course anxiety, but of course sometimes it's just energy. And if we can be uncomfortable, but it can also, when you understand that this is bringing about massive amounts of change, you can move into it a lot more freely, with an understanding and an allowing. Okay, what do we have here? So yes, death, rebirth, union, coming into union within, also coming into union with others around you too. Some of us are moving into different relationships that require us to come into union within ourselves first before it can manifest on an outer level. Death, rebirth, so that's what we're all going through at this point in time. There are many choices to be made, but in a way it's kind of like when you create with the divine, it's not, we're creating as we're going along, because there are so many myriad timelines and myriad energies that are all kind of like merging into one. So at any given moment you can create whatever it is that you need to create, as long as it is in alignment with the divine presence, which is that God creator source within every single one of us. Yes, so it's interesting times we are living in. So yes, go within, meditate as much as you possibly can, recognize that what you're going through is a massive transformation on every level. And when you allow and let go and let God, things become a lot easier. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have for you at this point in time. Yeah, it's a real coming together, and also too a union. You know, a lot of this, any remaining wounds that come up may have its root quite possibly with the inner child. It's very important at this time to go within and find any remaining wounding that needs to be purged and removed. And of course, sometimes that requires us to go within, meet the inner child, and to comfort the inner child, because the inner child has no idea what is actually really going on, and it can be a little scary sometimes. So go within, meet your inner child, and comfort that inner child. And a really good tool too is to go into meditation, find the inner child, embrace the inner child, bring the inner child as a small, tiny little person that is you. Pop them in your heart center, and then say the Ho'oponopono prayer, which is, of course, I think, I don't remember it. It's I love you, I forgive you, thank you. I can't remember. But what I might do is pop a link to a meditation in the description box below. Okay, so that is all I have for you for now, and I shall see you on. Bye for now.